Hey YouTube, Tire Metalhead Weatherman here. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Hopefully everyone has traveled to their Thanksgiving destination safely if they haven't already. And if you are on the way, make sure you get. I'm hoping you get there safely. But that being said, we've had a crazy week so far, haven't we? Return to severe weather, winter weather coming into play here for some of you. And in spite of all that, there's still been updates going on for next month and the start of winter as well. So these videos will be coming in between the forecast for the holiday and beyond. So sure you're smashing that like button, decimating that subscribe button, and obliterating that share button because we're diving right in. Don't have a lot of time either, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into things here. So with us looking at the temperature outlook for the month of December, it looks like we're shifting into a negative PNA setup where we're warm out to the east and cooler off to the west. This does show an equal chance of either above or below average temperatures here. So I'm going to have to take some of this with a grain of salt because this is an early update. The other update's going to be coming towards the end of the year. But from what I'm seeing now, I do anticipate a little bit more of an active storm track too, just based off of what I'm seeing here towards Alaska. Typically, when we see that warmer air off towards northwest Alaska, that usually is an indicator of a pattern change here. Sometimes it'll be an advance of cold air or warm air, or this will often show a signal of an advance of warm or cold air in this case. But it definitely looks like we're going to be a little warmer out to the east, so this is going to probably be a pattern shift. Because right now, actually, when we look later, you'll see that we're kind of in the inverse right now. We're in a positive PNA where it's warm out to the west, cool off to the east. So another thing to make note of is, of course, with us looking at the ENSO, looking at the status of our ENSO, we are at an El Nino. So it's not surprising to see this look over here to the southeast with the above average chance to precip. We already have been looking at the jet stream in previous videos. Links to those will be in the top right corner intermittently throughout the video. But you can see here, though, this is a pretty typical calling card when it comes to El Nino, especially when we get towards the stronger El Ninos, which I'll talk about in a second. But towards the southeast, we're more likely to see precipitation. I do think that when changes are made to this, that Florida will have a little bit more chance of above average precipitation. I've been seeing a lot of storm systems heading towards that direction to probably start out in the month. The question, of course, is the end of the month, but more model data will come in by the time we get to the next update. So another trend that I've also noticed is this area over here towards the middle of the country. And one thing that I made note of here is the fact that this area will probably be more prone to some colder temperatures at times. So there could be a little bit of winter weather sprinkled in with this. It really just depends on the timing, so to speak, at this point. But I think there could be a couple of chances of snow before Christmas time for these areas, maybe during Christmas time as well. But we'll have to see how the trends play out with the models and go from that point. So, like I said, we were going to talk about ENSO, and here we are doing just that. We are already dealing with what is likely to be a strong El Nino at this point. We were already at about 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature on the Nino chart here. There's also was a 55% chance of a strong El Nino, so it's a pretty good chance at this point. And there's even, interestingly enough, a 35% chance of a historically strong El Nino happening between November and January here. This will greatly influence our weather if this ends up being the case. We'll go ahead and look at that towards the end of the video. But that being said, these stronger El Nino events would also maybe create some historic storms as well, maybe even for the south here, because the storm track is often more active to the south. If you want to know more about that video, like I said, links to that will be in the top right hand corner because we have a whole section of playlist for that called the Weather Nerd 101. But looking at this month, because that's what we're in the best range of right now, this is what we're dealing with right now. This is November 28th, right towards the end of the month, which is just about where we are right now. We have slightly above average temperatures to the southeast here, but to the northeast and towards the deep south here, we're dealing with below average temperatures, and some considerably below average, maybe 10 to 15 degrees below average depending on where you are. And then watch what happens the following week. We see that cold air really start to spread to the south here for that first week of December. This is already being shown on the models here. But you can also see that warm air starting to creep in. And I want you to take note of what it does over the course of the next couple weeks. It really starts to deepen in towards the middle of December here. So this is going to be a bit of a wild card here. Just how warm this will get. Things will get with this still up in the air. But I do think that we're switching from a different oscillation phase towards the Arctic. And I think this will also affect a lot of the northern states in particular. Do I think we'll still get winter weather, maybe winter systems? Yes, but it might also at times be unseasonably warm. It could be another flip-flop type month, a lot like how this month has been. As we go to the following month here, or the following week here, this is just after Christmas, still see those above average temperatures reigning supreme at this point. And as we would head out from December into the new year, it looks like we do start to see a little bit of a change here. Like I said, this is prone to changing pretty quickly. The next and final update for the December outlook will be towards the end of this month, most likely on the 30th. So you have to keep in mind that this is and more than likely will change. Oh, click the wrong thing. Let's go to precipitation here. And it's really no surprise we have activity out towards the west and, of course, to the southeast. Jet stream is in a perfect spot to really usher a lot of moisture into these two regions in particular here, so no surprises there. The polar jet's a little bit further to the north here, so I think a lot of storm systems are really going to be kind of more focused towards the northern tiers of the west as well, and then kind of pushing north of the border at times. Of course, this is towards January, but I'm going to tell you now, noticing the trend you're going to notice the most is towards the east coast in particular. This is heading into the first week of December, no surprises there. Second week, third, fourth, and fifth. It's a pretty consistent weather pattern at this point here. But of course, with the El Nino still strengthening, there's a lot of anomalies that have there's a lot of chance for anomalies to happen with this as well. Could be very dry towards this region in the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes, maybe even the Northeast. So, like I said, a lot of questions still to be had. So the last thing we're going to look at here is we're going to go ahead and look at the ocean analysis and look at our El Nino index here. And you can see that we're actually already at our strong El Nino right now. And any strong Nino index that has either a positive 1.5 or higher or a negative 1.5 or lower is a strong either El Nino or La Nina. And this is very clear cut to be a strong El Nino. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this maybe push towards historic levels. We're at 1.7, which is even higher than the last time I had looked at this. So it's pretty impressive to say the least, and definitely something that's going to be a wild card as we head into the winter here for sure. But that's all I got for you guys. Got to get out of here. Appreciate you all tuning in. Appreciate all the support, the likes, comments, subscriptions, everything. Well, we'll be eventually covering winter weather at some point here. It's more a question of when versus if. But that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you soon. Happy holidays. Have a good day. It's been Metalhead Weatherman. Take care.